Hello, and thanks for joining me. I'm very excited to be able to tell you about my new book, Mastering the Machine, which has just been published. I co-wrote this book with Tom Killeen, who is the founder of and runs the Eye-to-Eye Motorcycle Academy here in the UK. I believe very strongly in motorcycle training and always trying to sharpen your tools, improve your level of riding. And as a matter of course, I made a vow to myself many years ago to go on at least one rider training course per year, at least one per year. And I seem to manage 2 or 3 per year, and I have done for decades now. Now, as I said, this book I co-wrote with Tom Killeen, and it is based upon his teaching system. I first met Tom about 14 years ago when I went on his courses. I was recommended by a friend, and Tom runs courses around the UK, which he calls machine control courses. I went on the first level course, Machine Control 1, and I was blown away by Tom's teaching style, the material that he presented and the way he presented it. It's unique and much needed in my mind. I was so impressed that I then did all of his courses. Over the years, these courses have evolved, but at the time he did Machine Control 1 through to Machine Control 4. So I did all 4 of those courses. I then went on and did training with various other organisations. I should say that I have been an advanced riding instructor myself for many years, over a decade. But even then, I still got a lot out of Tom's courses. And then I came back and did Tom's courses again, just immediately after we opened up from the COVID lockdown. I went and did all his courses again. And whilst I was doing those courses again, I was chatting with Tom and I said to him, you really ought to write a book. And he said, I'd love to, but it's not really within my skill set. Well, it is within my skill set. And therefore I said to Tom, I'll help you do it. And this is it. We now have the book published, and I'm very pleased with it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and why it's such a unique approach towards motorcycle training. What this book offers is a progressive series of exercises for you to work through either on your own, or probably fun if you can work through with friends, to overcome some of the problems which are common to just about all riders, and to learn new ways of riding which will substantially improve your riding. Now, one of the unique factors about this book, and this is where one of my strengths come in with my background in education and educational psychology, is recognising that if you want to get better at something, you have to change your behaviour. And obviously changing your behaviour involves learning new skills, but it's certainly been my experience from many years in education, and Tom reinforces that for the many, many years that he's been running the training courses, that people can learn new skills but not then necessarily be able to apply those skills. So what you have to be able to do is recognise what aspects of your behaviour are holding your riding back. Those, what we would call bad habits that are holding you back. Recognise how to break those habits, how to then create the right habits. So what you maybe recognise that what you're doing is wrong, but what should you be doing instead? And that's a big part of what this book is explaining to you. And then how do you then create and reinforce those new, better habits so that they become instinctual and that you then habitually use those in your riding. I would say, therefore, that this book caters both to new riders and also to very experienced riders. And certainly on Tom's courses, he has riders who've been riding 30, 40 years or more go on his courses and gain a great deal from them. A big focus of the book is also rider confidence. One of the biggest, if not the biggest problem which most riders face is one of confidence. And you see that in aspects of riding, such as riding on wet surfaces, riding on loose surfaces, cornering as well. And so the book focuses very closely on those issues of confidence. And this is where I was most impressed with Tom's teaching when I first did the courses with him. And it's been interesting for me because having gone through all the courses twice, then in the process of producing this book with Tom, I went and attended the courses again, but I was just observing, and I was recording Tom's teaching in order to be able to help me to, translate it into, the contents of the book, and really analysing his teaching style. And, the more I see it, the more I have been impressed with it. I'll just give you an example of one of this kind of basic aspects that Tom deals with, and that is confidence of braking, and braking on all sorts of different surfaces. And I've seen now, because I've attended the courses, a few times, typically riders, as a result of attending the course, halving their braking distance. And you can imagine the safety implications of that, being able to stop so much more quickly if you have to in an emergency situation. And Tom tackles this by firstly, recognizing what are the human habitual problems which are preventing us from maximizing our braking capacity. And one aspect of that is understanding the way the motorcycle works. And so by getting a better understanding of what the motorcycle is doing and how the motorcycle works, then that will help you develop your confidence in braking. And exactly these same principles are applied to things like cornering as well. But looking specifically at this issue of braking. And then Tom provides you with a series of progressive exercises in which you will gain confidence in both yourself and your motorcycle in braking, and then progressively be able to improve your braking. So the book is based around two ideas. The idea of the rider, which in the book we call the human machine, and how the rider works both psychologically and physiologically, and then the motorcycle, which we call the motorcycle machine, and how the motorcycle works physically, the physics of how that motorcycle is behaving under different riding conditions, such as just riding in a straight line, turning to the right to the left, accelerating, braking. And by developing your understanding of all of these aspects, yourself as a rider, both physically and mentally, and the machine, then you are able to overcome the barriers which are preventing you from becoming a better and a safer rider. I have to say, therefore, that I am extremely excited to see this book finally in print. Tom and I have been working on this together for several months now. I think it's an important, very, very important resource, and it's very exciting to see it finally in print. As I said, it is a unique approach towards motorcycle training, and the book offers a systematic and progressive system which you can then follow through to improve your own riding. So if you are interested in buying the book, it is available to buy online. I will put the link in the video description below. Thanks very much for watching. See you again soon. Bye.